Hi guys, Randall here, and today we'll be talking about the Anima Vision Card and Esper combination. Now, if you're not a Dark main, I don't believe this is a great investment, and the reason for that is it's one of those cost 90 Vision cards. It's the third one we get, and typically, because they're half rate and they don't have a guaranteed drop after 5 steps like the other Vision cards, you have to expect that you're going to be spending 40,000 Viz to get the Vision card and the Esper alongside. So it's really expensive compared to a lot of other stuff you can get, and I feel like this time around, even for Dark, it's just a slight boon over the other already existing options. So it's not like it's make or break and it's going to make your Dark team exponentially stronger. It is good, but it doesn't feel like it's game-changing to me. Still, we'll talk about the stats, where it would fit in a team, and what the Esper gives you that's better than what is currently available. So let's dig in a little bit. I think the main thing you really want this Vision card for is the stats that it gives. Like, the amount of stats on the Vision card itself are insane. You get an average amount of HP, but then you also get some AP, a very high amount of attack, 40 dex, 5 agility, and 28 luck, which is going to help you with evasion, but mostly with accuracy. Just this is crazy. The individual unit using Anima as a Vision card gets a massive boon to basically every stat, so that's really good. Then the individual ability on JP is only Dark Attack up. For Global, as per usual, we are going to get another buff, and it affects all Dark units, so that is fun. It's going to be Slash Attack and Maximum HP. My expectation, typically when there's two different buffs, it's 10% each, but we'll see. We could be surprised and getting something different. Now that could influence the value of the Vision card for you, but again, remember this is only for a single unit, so it's not like it's a game-changing in most cases. The party ability in Anima's case is Slash Resistance Penetration, which is a good stat if your team relies solely on a single type of damage. It's definitely something you'll want to get your hands on, but there are other ways to get Slash Resistance. There are other abilities that give it. You can use runes to increase it as well, so you don't necessarily need the Vision card for that. There's also another non-element restricted Vision card that gives Slash Resistance Penetration, which is Exorcist. It is time limited, but if you own Exorcist, then Anima naturally loses some value. Outside of that, the Dark Attack 18 is really good. It will increase damage across all your Dark units, and Single Target Resistance 20 is extremely good. Alongside AoE resistance, if you have a Vision card scenario where you cover both AoE and Single Target Resistance together, you're basically reducing damage from everything that's coming in. So that is a really good combo, and Dark has recently received an AoE resistance card, so it's pretty easy to pair them both together. Now, let's talk about the secondary Vision card stats if you were to try to run it as this, and if you look at my table to the right side, I am using the JP rates, so if you're not aware, Global gets a little bit less stats on their secondary VC compared to JP, but this difference has been out for a while, and so I feel like we will very shortly get the JP rates. So for this reason, I'm giving you the future rates instead of the current Global ones. They are very close either way, so it's not like it's a massive change, but it felt important for me to tell it. So basically, for almost every stats from the Vision card, you are cutting them down in half when you're going to a secondary Vision card, so it's not too bad. The one thing you really get a massive decrease in gains is Single Target Resistance, which goes down from 20 to, in current global rates, 4, and in current JP rates, 6 Single Target Resistance. So it's a lot less, and because of that, it's just not as good of a Vision card as a secondary slot, because in my mind, the Single Target Resistance is really the one thing you're really trying to get out of the Vision card. So with that in mind, here is how I would build a team around these Vision cards. Now, you would change things around if you're using 2 mages. I'm expecting this team to be a single mage and 2 physical attackers, just because of the super high number of Dark units that are physical-oriented over magic-oriented. But if this was a mage team, I guess I would just put the Black Rose Vision card on the second unit, have Ramu in one of the secondary slots, and work it around like this. But for most Dark squads, it should be looking something along those lines. So you want Anima and the Loyal Companion Vision card to get both your single target and AoE resistance. With this, your team should be a lot less susceptible to getting one-punched by enemy teams, which is really good. Then your third attacker, if it's someone on who you want really high damage, I just love Maidens of the Rose as a Vision card. It has 30% attack in the individual slot, and then it increases luck across the board, so you're less likely to miss enemy teams. I feel like they're a really good combo. Then secondary VC, go for whatever really complements your team. But I feel like if you have the Persona 5 Vision card, it's a really good one. You get some extra accuracy, damage for your physical attackers, and mostly some 25% base HP, which is very high even if it's in a secondary Vision card. So it makes your guys a bit tankier as well. I find myself liking those Vision cards that provide a bit of bulk and damage together a lot more as I play. I've experimented a lot with Earth teams with similar builds and then Lightning teams lately with similar builds, so I feel like something like this would really be a good overall setup for a Dark team going into a fight. Now, with that said, I'm not a pro Dark player. I don't have most of the recent stuff for Dark, and I haven't really tested the new teams, so perhaps you guys can come out with a much better Vision card setup and let me know. I'll be glad to know what top-tier Dark teams are running, actually. So with that said, let's look at the Esper, and the first thing to note is it's a UR Esper with a cost of 40, so unlike the Vision card, it's not super high cost. You can run this in a normal squad, and it's not a lot better than anything else currently released. The one big edge, I would say, of Anima as an Esper is it has good agility. You're at 17, it's high. Espers go up to 20 agility, but the one Esper that's really comparable to Anima is Omega, and that one is at 14. So you are gaining 3 points of agility, and in exchange for that, you're losing out on a little bit of HP, a little bit of attack, mostly. Anima does not have any elemental weakness, so that's fun. You're not making yourself weaker to light, which is a typical tendency of these other Dark Espers, is they all make you weak to light. And then the ability is better than anything else currently out there because it's a very large AoE that's going to deal damage and inflict silence. That's fun, but it also decreases dark resistance for everybody on the map for 40 clock ticks by 50%. So that's really good. If you're doing raids and etc., this is one of the best abilities that you want to take out because it will amplify your damage by quite a bit. Now, you don't need Anima to have a similar field-wide effect, though, because the Omega Esper already has it. Omega Esper's effect is single target. The cast itself is weaker, but you get the same field benefit as what Anima brings you, so you don't need to pull Anima to go for high scores in raids. You will still be able to do it with an alternative. With that said, the nodes are also very similar to what Omega would give you, which is another reason why I'm not a big fan of the Esper. It's a very offensive-oriented Esper. You get a little bit of accuracy, and then it's mostly attack percentage, dark attack, and slash attack, and you're going for that dark slash archetype, just killing enemies as fast as you can. There are some good defensive nodes. You get slash resistance, light resistance, crit evasion. So I guess the difference here compared to Omega is you get slash resistance instead of magic resistance. That could be better in some matchups. But overall, again, a very comparable Espers and not one that I think is worth sinking 40,000 Viz in just for that little bit of a gain. So overall, that's it, really. The Vision card itself is pretty good. It's a good upgrade for Dark. The Esper, I'm not that big of a fan. I would build it if I had it, but I definitely don't feel much interest in pulling for it. So I really feel like this one is an easy skip for most players, except the Dark mains, the one that really want to make this their main focus and make it as strong as they can. So this is it. I'm trying to keep this one rather short. Let me know your thoughts. Are you super eager for him, or am I missing something big? I'll be happy to read what you share with me. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Take care.